marijuana, and I've
Yeah,
been.
cool. Well, my family does. I don't. But I was talking about cigarettes. Like my husband, I had to leave the room, and my mama smoked cigarettes. I forgot people say when you smoke, they think it's automatically marijuana. But
well, nobody, very few people smoke cigarettes anymore. That's why.
Oh, okay. Duh. Well, I was thinking I'm allergic to cancer smoking cigarettes. I didn't realize, that's how naive I am, folks. Okay, I'm sorry. I've died a few times, but I never smoked. So I'm sorry.
So
okay,
let her
don't
ask.
judge. I'm not judging. Okay,
let her ask the question.
No judgment at all. No judgment at all. And that's the thing, I'm judging myself because I'm there like certain commitments that I would like to, hold myself accountable for so that I can move forward on a different level financially, because that's the only thing with marijuana, although it's not, it makes me relax, but it won't relax my paycheck, if you understand what I mean.
Right.
You can't use this
well,
if
you get a legal permit, you can grow it. You can grow 7 plants for yourself, and you can save a lot of money if you can legalize yourself. But you could go to a doctor to get legalized in almost any state. I mean, people do that in Hawaii as well. So if it's a money situation, then you really have to be careful with that. You just can't smoke yourself out of eating. But by the same token is you can think a lot more. You can probably think about the job you're in, where you're living. You can change the environment. I mean, there's rich places to live and there's poor places to live. I live in one of the most expensive places on the planet, and it is hard to just buy food. So when you talk about it's the money situation, well, if you could go to the doctor, get legalized, you can grow 7 plants. You got to be careful when you grow plants because everybody wants them. But it could save you a lot of money that way. What state do you?
When I mean about the money situation, meaning that, I want a better paying job, and they like to test you for drugs, and if you have, and they consider the marijuana. That's what I meant. Not.
Well, what state do you live in?
I live in Connecticut, so it's really
all right.
not
Connecticut's pretty bad. I lived in Jersey. I lived in Jersey for most of my life. Yeah. See. That's why, and it's moving. Do you have a big family? And all those things matter, because if you're pretty much alone, it's easy to move. Move to a place where it could be better for you, where you can smoke and legally do things and everything else. Because now, I was just talking to somebody, and they said, what an offense it is to get drug tested all the time, and this, that, and they shouldn't have the right to do that. What you do in your own home should be your right, period.
I agree.
I mean, see, people say we want freedom. No, you don't have it, and you're not working hard to get it, because marijuana should have been legalized a long time ago. And remember, marijuana was legal, drinking was illegal. They turned around and made drinking legal and marijuana illegal.
Right.
So yeah, it's a perverted thing. But it was only about money. Who could make more money? How much money could they make?
I agree.
And now they realize they can make a lot more money with marijuana. So, yeah, it is switching over. But it's still not there. The whole United States should be legal. People shouldn't be going to jail because they were smoking a joint. Any of those things. It's ridiculous. It's an herb. It's not like a hardcore drug either.
Right. Because
people in the basement making crack and ice and things like that. That's a danger to themselves and everybody that uses it. People don't die using marijuana, and I know people try to say, "Well, they die." No, they don't. They don't hurt body. They don't hurt people. I mean, you move a little bit slower. That's the only thing I'll admit. You're not super fast when you're smoking, but on the other hand, you're not speeding in the car, racing down the highway. You're not trying to any of those things. So it's a good herb, and they used it in the Bible. So it's not like it's a new thing either. So the awareness of it has been there. But somebody, like during the, I don't know what the word was when they made marijuana illegal. I don't even know who was responsible for doing that, but it had to be somebody. But don't pressure yourself into that. But by the same token it is hard to get a job without them doing testing on you anymore. I mean, not all jobs do it. I know if you came to Hawaii and went for a job, they wouldn't test you. Certain places don't, but Connecticut is in the middle of a kind of a weird kind of situation.
Yeah, they are.
So
yeah,
I mean,
are.
like Trenton, New Jersey, and Newark, New Jersey, and when you go into those
the
areas,
tri-state area. Yeah, only New York and in certain parts of New York are they lax with it. You know, I guess because it's the metropolitan, but the tri-state area.
You can get piercings in New York City, but it wasn't legal.
Right.
It was only legal in Jersey. Right. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, you get tattoos. I mean, it's illegal to get a piercing? I mean, where the boundaries is pathetic. So, I'm glad you called in, and I give you credit for at least talking about what's true to you, which is right, and it is true.
Yeah, well, because before you let me go, I really wanted to touch base with, and the reason why I brought up the marijuana, because I use it for my heart work. Like, I do a lot of self-check with me, and with the peyote, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name.
Peyote is
right. My question was, being that I'm a cesarean birth, would that be conducive for me to use to have that? And I want to do it to get to tap into, which even is even weird to say because I am connected. So how high do I want to go? If you know what I mean.
Well,
but
wait.
To go through that experience.
Hold it right there.
Right.
I'm cesarean.
Okay.
My brother was cesarean. Certain things you can't go by what affects other people. You have to live your life for what you believe of yourself. Because if I listen to everybody, I live on salt and sugar. I should have been dead 25 years ago. I could die tomorrow. But I'm 67 years old, and I made it that long. But I didn't listen to nobody ever my whole life. So just try it once.
Thank you.
And then see how your heart feels, see how your body feels. If you feel different, if you feel something's getting hurt, you don't do it again. Like when they do ayahuasca, people throw up and everything when you start going into the trip, and then they go through these really crazy experiences. But you should have somebody around you to guide you and help explain what you're going through as you're doing it. So a lot of the cautions you take, the native people did peyote forever, not all tribes, and they don't do it all the time. They do it during ceremony. I mean, I went to court, and they were, because I'm part Native, and they were trying to say, well, the attorney says all Native people do drugs. And I said, no, they don't.
No, they don't.
And the judge said, do you want to speak about it? I said, no, I don't want to speak about it, but it's not true.
I know some Natives as well that are on the reservation, and they're not. Well, you're right.
See, we're in a strange place and time. I mean, we're trying to do this to help bring truth and more awareness, compassion to people. And it's hard because you're in a world that's so corrupt right now because of what's happening. Now, racist shouldn't be a word. Because, and I put this on everything that went up in the past 3 weeks. I put, you talk about racist, it's the Native people that are the prejudice against and still prejudiced. They're still being attacked and killed. So and they're talking about giving the black people money. I said, well, give the Native people money or give them their land back. I'm a rebel, but I stand for the truth.
So am I. So we all protest in our own way, and I agree.
But the
with
root
that,
race
I
is
remember.
Native people. Right. And you talk about our rights.
I'm sorry.
So I hope that answered your question, and I'm glad you called in. I appreciate it. We're going to be here every Sunday. Ever want to come call back in, please do. Want to become part of the association, you can. So there's a lot you can go with from here. Get in contact with us, and you can become a member, an active member, and stay in touch, and then you can bring your own people in and do what feels good for you.
Thank you for interfacing with me on this subject.
No, and I appreciate you calling in.
I would like to continue to listen.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, thank you for calling.
TJ, you there?
Yeah, can you not hear me?
Oh, you're a little bit faint. I don't know why. See, I had to call. I was waiting for a phone call, and I had to call in on my real phone.
Yeah.
I got a cheap phone, which I'm going to get rid of. I just realized how cheap it is.
Okay. 830, can you hear us? You're back on, and I'll mute because, we're having trouble with drop phone calls online. But, Tommy, we may make it where people can ask a question like we do on our psychic readings, because people are calling in because it's on spirituality.
Right.
There's somebody called in on Skype, but you're on. If you called in, you're on the board. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Go ahead.
Reading.
Hi. Hi, my name is Lisa.
Oh, no. Lisa?
My name is Lisa. Lisa, I have a question.
Sure.
I have a question, and you're very advanced, sir, how you're talking. I can tell you are. But the question is, on the soul group, okay, this is, how do we know when we meet our true love? Like, is our true love our twin flame where the vibration is split, or do we really have a real life partner, or that's just a human concept?
Well, let me say this right away. TJ and I don't agree on everything. She has certain things she experienced, and I have certain things I experience. You can have a twin soulmate if you want one, meaning you can find somebody that you feel totally attached to. But soul goes on a journey, life after life, through realms and realms by itself. It's not like it can travel with people. When soul becomes a light, it's hard to have two lights that like each other. In the higher realms, it's so different. So in the astral plane, you could have a soulmate and be with the soul, but it's not like it's going to be forever. When they say soulmates forever, the forever is a short period of time in our reality. But you can find a soulmate in this world that you relate to is 100% equal to you and you feel equal together, which is a really positive, good thing. So I'm not putting it down by any means, but to think that two souls will go billions of years through different realms and stuff and try to stay together. No two people could develop the same way ever. That's why everybody has their own vibration. Everybody has their own name. If we were all one, which everybody says we're all one, you wouldn't need any other thing. You wouldn't need another name. We're just one. But we each have that separate vibration, a little higher, a little bit lower, moving a little faster, a little slower. I mean, it's a wave of energy that changes. And you can search for your soulmate because people want that. People want things that sound good and feel good, which is a good thing. But don't be sorry that, well, I don't think he's my soulmate. Just judge, do you feel good? The feeling and emotion of your heart is the most important thing. If it feels right, it's right. If it doesn't feel right, it's wrong. So to say that, well, they're not my soulmate. I mean, I watch so many movies on finding their soulmate, and they found them. Oh, we're soulmates, will be together forever, and then the guy leaves her and stuff. Men are very wishy-washy in all 99% of men. I'm not saying in a bad way. I'm not saying in a good way. Men do change their feelings and emotions rather fast, where women can hold on to compassion and things, which is a positive thing. Men like to exaggerate change and change reality, so they're not as positive. And I'm saying about the whole human race, not one particular person. Men in general have a certain vibration. That's why the book Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, to me, it's like the truest statement that we're so different at many levels. To find a soulmate, I mean, if you're gay, if you're a girl's with a girl and a guy's with a guy, they would know each other better for what they feel, because a woman feels things much different than a guy does, and a guy feels things much different than a woman does. So a soulmate is something that you would be vibrating at the exact same thing, which is like an impossibility in reality. But in this world, it's finding somebody that's 100% equal to you that you get along with, which would be a soulmate by most people's terms. So, yeah, it's here in this reality you can say you can find a soulmate. When you travel, when you die by yourself. I mean, you're going to be somewhere for a long period of time before you meet that person or soul again, if you do. I hope that answered your question a little.
Yeah, that is very interesting. And one more question on the soul group. Can the soul disconnect from the family if there are too much emotions, baggage, frustration?
Oh,
and they're
see, that's a definite. Do you follow a religion?
I do, but
are you a Christian? Oh, you don't have to answer. No problem. If you follow a religion or a path, I mean, they tell you got to stay together, you got to be together. It's